Hi everybody, my name is Kevin Deskins. I'm the brand manager and project coordinator here at Midwest Photo in Columbus, Ohio, which is where we are today. We are at 2887 Silver Drive, just off 71 in Columbus, Ohio. Feel free to give us a call or stop by our store, and make sure to visit mpex.com for any of the products that you see here today. So what I wanted to talk to you today about, and you've probably seen or may have seen in the stream, another live video that I've done involving Godox. So one of my jobs here at Midwest Photo is to manage that product line and make sure that we are getting a nice diverse set of products here from Godox, and that they're top quality and that they are in stock and ready for you to buy. So today I want to talk to you specifically about the AD400 Pro. So what the AD400 Pro is a 400 watt second on location or in studio light that can be powered via battery or AC. And just quickly, I want to show you a little unboxing here if people aren't familiar with the AD400 Pro. So it does come with this very nice case. It's a little rigid sided and does have nice foam inside. But right here inside the case, you'll see the actual AD400 Pro unit, the reflector, a cap, your Bowens adapter mount, a bulb, your charger, and a battery. So we're just going to quickly put this together here. The body itself comes out. There's a nice smooth swivel on it that includes an umbrella slot. So if you want to attach an umbrella to this, that's a great option. The reflector here is removable, and we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit more later. The bulb itself, a 400 watt second bulb. And you'll notice a little yellow patch deep down in there. That's going to be your LED modeling light, so that if you do need either an LED video light, or if you want to see where your light is falling before you take a portrait in studio, you can do so. You have a nice side readout screen here, so you're not having to go all the way to the back of your light to see what your settings might be. You can kind of quickly look to the side of you and see those settings. Also built into this is Godox's radio system. It's a 2.4 gigahertz radio system. Can be controlled via the X Pro controller, and they make these for Sony, Canon, Nikon, Fuji, Panasonic, and Olympus. And then there's also the X1T for the same brands. That's in case you want to use a flash up top on axis for fill or for more control. So going back to the AD400 Pro here, I just took the cap off the front. I still have the reflector on. I put the bulb in. The battery mounts easily onto the back. It's very secure. And then you've got the charger for the battery, and then you've got this Bowens mount that we'll talk about here in just a second. So the 400 Pro, like I said, can be used on location. You've got a battery here capable of 380 full power pops. It does do TTL. It's got multi-language, or the TTL protocols from every brand built in, so no matter which trigger you're going to be using, it's going to be able to understand the metering from your camera. This also gives it the ability to do high-speed sync and second curtain, or sync with the second curtain shutter sync. My apologies. So let's say you're moving into Godox and you're coming from another brand, say Elinchrom, Bowens, Profoto. That's the kind of the beauty here with the AD400 Pro, is that we are able to kind of adapt it to the modifiers that you might already own, whether that's a reflector or softbox rings like I've got here to demonstrate. But just to let you know, if you are using the AD400 Pro, there is a proprietary Godox mount. It's kind of like a mini Bowens mount. But there are very few modifiers on the market that fit this particular mount, so they are nice enough to include the hardware, the screws, and everything, so that you can adapt to Bowens. And this is the Bowens adapter. It kind of fits right over there onto the ring, and it still gives you access to lock and unlock modifiers. So say you have a Bowens speed ring here, you're able to just quickly mount that on there. So you could use your softboxes, your reflectors. Now, let's say you're coming from another system like Elinchrom. Well, there is an Elinchrom adapter. This one is the AD400 Pro Elinchrom adapter. This guy is about $30. And again, it mounts just like the other did, right over the top there. You still have the locking switch. And if you have an Elinchrom speed ring, then you can mount that on as well. So just like so. And finally, if you're coming from Profoto, they also have the Profoto adapter as well. So if you have those really nice rubber ringed Profoto mounts, like so, those will fit right on there, just like any other modifier would, like a reflector or a snoot. So no matter what system you're coming from, there's an option for you. Now, I've heard a few people on the forums and throughout comments ask, well, how, if I wanted to use umbrella, but I still want to use, say, my Bowens mount, how would I do that? And there is actually a little secret menu item when it comes down to the Godox products, this AD400 Pro reflector. You'll notice there is a line running through it, and that is because it does pop apart. So when you pop this apart, you're still able to use, say, that Bowens mount and still fit your reflector on it in case you wanted to use an umbrella rather than a softbox. So that's how you would switch from system to system to Godox if you did not already have Bowens mounted products or Godox dedicated mini Bowens mounts, if you will. So next I want to talk about some extra power. So like I said with the battery, these are great batteries. They're capable of 380 full power pops. Those full power pops are 400 watt seconds. Now, the nice thing about the batteries is I don't have to turn on the unit to find out how much power is in there. I can quickly just hit this button, and there are four little lights on there that tell me how much power I have in there so that I can quickly charge the next battery if I so wanted to buy one. These guys are 169 bucks. I think that's a no-brainer when it comes down to needing that extra pop or those extra flashes during a session. You don't want to look kind of foolish in front of your client, let's say if you run out of power and you still need that flash for the shoot. Now, like I said in the beginning, this is a unit that is capable of running on AC power as well. So if you weren't going to be using this battery here, you could buy the optional AC400 adapter. Now this guy has 110 volt power mains on it with a on-off switch. The nice thing about it is that it does have a dedicated fan in there for heat dispersion and cooling. So that mounts exactly like the battery does right onto the back. It does make the unit larger, but if you're using this in studio with larger C-stands, that shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. Just a little tip time right now. When it comes to the AD400 Pro and the battery and the charger, I have seen a few people online say, oh, I'll just plug my charger in to the battery while it's connected to my AD400 Pro. I beg you, please don't do that. When that happens, your battery actually heats up when you're charging, and that heat in conjunction with the use and the power draw from the AD400 Pro, you're going to have some damage to that lithium-ion cell. So I definitely don't recommend that. Godox doesn't recommend that. If you do want power mains when it comes to the AD400 Pro, make sure you get that AC400. It's only 109 bucks. Again, it's kind of a no-brainer if you're using this in studio. So moving on to a little bit more of the tips and tricks side of this, the one thing that I really liked about the Godox is the removable mounting block. So a lot of the hardware on this unit is removable. The handle itself is completely removable, and the mounting block that comes on it for attaching it to a stand and adding an umbrella, that too is removable. But what's nice about this is on the bottom are two separate 3/8 standards threadings so that you can add a quick stud on here. Now, what I can do from there is I can add either an alternative swivel, or I can mount this quickly onto, say, a studio clamp. Now, what's nice about that is, let's say I am on location and I wanted to add even more power, an extra stop of light for a total of 800 watt seconds, I could quickly, simply attach this to a C-stand and lock it in with a studio clamp on the side. So now I not only have 400 watt seconds up here, I have an additional 400 watt seconds down here. And I can either attach that via directly the stud with a studio clamp, or I can add an additional or an alternative swivel with that. So that's a really quick and easy trick when it comes to the AD400 Pro and the bottom mounting block. Sometimes, like I said, you just need that extra power. Know that with the inverse square law, adding a second light is going to add one more stop, but to get that third additional stop, you have to add 2 more lights. So it's doubling your power every time. So that's 1 light to 2 lights, that's an extra stop. 2 lights to 4 lights, that's an extra stop. So if you needed even more power, let's say you needed a total of 1600 watt seconds, it would be possible to add a bunch of studio clamps to the stand, and then additionally adding more AD400 Pros on top of that for as much light as you possibly want. Wouldn't be hard in conjunction with the high-speed sync to outpower the sun, even with 2 of these AD400 Pros. I personally have experienced being able to just completely bleed out the sun with just one 8400 Pro. So if you are, say, in the middle of the desert at high noon, you could do it with two easily. And then finally, I just want to talk about a few additional accessories that, in my opinion, are very much no-brainers when it comes to when you buy the 8400 Pro, what else do you want to get with it? Yeah, you need a stand. It's nice to have some modifiers too. So with the modifiers, there's a few different options. Now, a lot of these dedicated 8400 Pro options are going to require that reflector that I talked about earlier that is removable. So the barn door kit, the BD08, this guy is great. He comes with 4 gels, a little gel holder in case you just want to color the flash, and then it has a grid in here that's removable as well. And that just pops onto the end of the reflector of the 8400 Pro. Now what's nice about this is if you want to take it a step further and really shape that light, then you have a dedicated barn door system too, and that pops right onto the end of that gel holder in that grid. So you can use it with the grid, without the grid, with the barn doors, without the barn doors, with gels, without gels. It gives you a lot of versatility for just $24.99. So that's a quick and easy, like, no-brainer in my opinion when you're spending that much money on a light. This $25 little kit is definitely worth it in terms of shaping and coloring and being creative with your light. And then finally, last but not least, the snoot, which also comes with a mini grid. This snoot's going to be more of a focusing modifier. If you use it without the grid, you're going to get a harsher line wherever you're pointing your light. So it kind of just focuses your light in one direction. That way you can, highlight maybe something on a product or something on a person. Or if you just want to use this as a hair light, you could do that. The grid will give you a little extra feathering and a little bit more focus into that snoot's spotlight effect. So these are just quick and easy accessories. That snoot, again, is $19.99. The barn door kit's $24.99. These are no-brainer accessories, in my opinion, that are super easy to find, really affordable when it comes to buying the whole kit itself. And I'm really glad that you guys stopped by today, checked out the video, and saw what kinds of tips and tricks you can get from the 8400 Pro. A little unboxing there for you, the advantages behind it. If you have any questions, you can give us a call at the store. You can visit our website at mpex.com. We've got live chat, we've got email. You can always stop in. We're on Silver Drive, again, just off 71 in Columbus, Ohio. And then we'll also have links to most of these products down below after we're able to edit this video. So again, drop your questions in the comments below, check out the links, and let us know if we can help you out with anything. Thanks, guys.